Greetings, Internet. I'm Rodney Thompson, game designer here at Wizards of the Coast, and today we are going to be live streaming another session of the Lich-Queen's Beloved, an adventure for 17th level characters. We're playing in D&D Next using the latest playtest packet material. I have to warn you in advance that by watching this broadcast, you are agreeing to the terms and conditions of our online playtest agreement, the OPTA, which can be found online at www.dndnext.com. Additionally, I must warn you that we are adults in an adult environment, and occasionally we use adult language. Sometimes Matt Cernett uses an adult language.
I didn't swear last time, did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
Anyways, so we occasionally use adult language, and sometimes Greg uses adult language from 50s sitcoms up there. But if you have people around who are sensitive to adult language, you've been forewarned. As I said, I'm Rodney Thompson. I'll be dungeon mastering today. Behind the screen, we have the always prepared Trevor Kidd, who is acting as our video producer today. And I'm going to go around the horn and let each of my players introduce themselves, tell us what you do here at Wizards of the Coast, and tell everyone who your character is. So we'll start with you, Mr. Sims.
Okay, my name is Chris Sims, and I'm a technical editor here at Wizards of the Coast, and I'm playing Ozu Gauri, half-orc assassin.
This way?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what around the horn means. It means around.
Well, it could have gone that way.
The horn could go either way.
That's true. You got me there.
So I'm Tom Olson. I'm on R&D with D&D, focusing on digital games. My character is Aelforge Shacklesmith, a dwarven cleric of Moradin.
I'm Matt Cernett, and I'm a game designer at Wizards of the Coast, of course. And I'm playing Bathos, a human wizard.
And I'm Greg Bilsland. I'm a producer on D&D, and I'm playing Blamo, a pirate of the Astral Sea, or a space pirate.
Totally not based on Blasto.
Indeed. Alright, so previously you guys had been recruited by the Githyanki warlord Zetcherer to infiltrate the palace of the Lich-Queen Vlaakith and find her and kill her before she can go through with her plan to transform into a new god. You guys traveled through the Githyanki necropolis, ambushed some Githyanki there to steal their captive for use in your disguises, and then managed to teleport from the base of the Statue of Gith up into the Palace of Whispers. Shortly after you arrived, you made a beeline for the chamber containing the magical device known as the Will Grinder, where you were pursuing the Githyanki warlock Zamkris.
I think we should call it the salad grinder.
The salad grinder, yes.
Since there was a salad.
There was a salad inside, and by salad we mean salad. But anyways, so after a pretty tough fight outside of the salad grinder with a beholder wearing eye tyrant armor and Zamkris getting sucked into a gym thanks to Vathos' Trap the Soul spell. Unfortunately, your Githyanki captive, who had come along with you, was thrown into the will grinder, and by the time you managed to pull him out, his will had been ground, and he was no more. Following that battle, you took the advice of Zamkris from the gym and teleported to his quarters. Once you were in his quarters, you managed to look around. You found the sort of big egg-shaped device that you eventually discovered was a rejuvenation pod. And you guys settled in to take a long rest. But unfortunately, the Githyanki seemed to know that you were parading around the Palace of Whispers somehow, and you were rudely interrupted by a bunch of Githyanki trying to get into the room.
I took objection. I object to the word parading.
Well, yes.
Well, Blamo might be parading.
Blamo is parading around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We
I have short-term memory loss. I can't remember much of the last session.
See, while you were gone, and James played your character, we just sort of assumed that you were one of those sort of big hat Pirates of Penzance type pirates.
Flamboyant.
Yes, I mean you're just like you put on a good show.
The very modern major general.
Well, we know it's a good session when Greg starts singing. So at the end of last session, the gang were trying to break into the room, into Zamkris' quarters. You held the doors closed, but due to some quick thinking on the part of Vathos, you all climbed up on top of the huge obsidian table, and then he cast invisibility on you, just as the Githyanki burst into the room. So, from two directions, one coming through a secret door to the south, another through a secret door to the west, a dozen Githyanki basically bust into the room and see nothing. And they immediately come in and begin sort of warily exploring the place.
So hopefully nobody's a loud breather.
I am a dwarf.
It is an excellent time for me, in fact, to call for to call for a dexterity stealth check, please, from each of you.
Are you kidding me?
Constitution check. Make sure you don't pass gas.
17.
19.
You doing enough?
That was actually the sound I made. I passed gas.
Okay, what did you get?
I got an 8.
Okay,
25.
very nice. I don't believe anyone had any inspiration from last session, right? Yeah, I think you
No, we spent
used
it all.
You used yours and you used yours. Okay, great. All right, so now then.
Sorry, I had beans over there.
All right, apparently that happened off screen. Okay, so these Githyanki come into the room and they sort of stop and they expected to see you guys in here, but you're gone already. There are clearly quite a few of these guys who are just the standard Githyanki warriors. Among them, however, are a couple who have distinguished themselves. As you recall, there was one of the hybrid Red Dragon Githyanki that had come into the room as well, along with a Gish who appears to be in charge of this particular contingent of Githyanki guards. So, as you guys are standing on the table, they sort of come in and look around warily, and you notice that the Githyanki who seems to have some Red Dragon blood comes in and begins sort of looking around really cautiously. And you see his nostrils sort of flare for a second.
I take my.
We clearly teleported away. We just have a strong aroma.
And when he says that, or when you see him doing that, he turns and growls in the. Actually, he growls in the Gith language to the Gish. He goes, "You speak Githyanki, right? And you've got covering languages up, right?
Still have it up.
Oh, you don't still have it up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're the only one that understands this, and he says, "They were here recently."
While he's talking, I draw my longbow and I take a bead on the Gish.
Okay, sure. And you got like a 25 on your dexterity stealth check, right? All right, I'm going to say that because you did so well, doing so does not, cause a whole lot of noise. However, unfortunately, Blammo is not the greatest invisible table hider. And
We're also invisible, so like somebody just might put an elbow in somebody else's eye or
right. And so at that point, you guys are sort of standing there, huddled very close together. Sort of, I imagine you all sort of have your backs to each other and you're looking outward. And at that point, Blammo just sort of leans awkwardly, and you guys feel the whole table go. I started to tilt to one side. I would like each of you guys to make dexterity acrobatics checks.
Oh, this is the best thing ever.
Oh, nice. 21.
Hey, not bad.
28.
23.
Oh, very nice. And would you have
15?
15? Okay, wow, great. Okay, so the table kind of goes and creaks to one side, but fortunately, thanks to all of your amazing dexterity, you guys all sort of managed to grab Blammo and lean the other way. So that instead of the table like upending in one direction, it just sort of goes. And luckily, none of the Githyanki in the room appeared to notice the brief shift. Although you all felt it beneath your feet, you managed to stay standing up.
Table surfing.
I say adult expletive.
The Gish turns to the Duthka Gith, the Red Dragon infused Gith, who I've now called Duthka Gith several times, so I'm just going to call him that from now on out. He turns back to him and he says, "They have teleportation and they've been moving about the palace. the Lich-Queen has sensed their movements, but they may have moved on already. When he says that, a couple of the other Githyanki that were sort of searching the room come back up and report to the Gish that there's no one inside the rejuvenation pod, and it doesn't appear as though anything in the room has been disturbed. After a few moments,
You said, didn't we spike the door closed? The door's closed?
They put you
Yeah.
able to push them open though. I think.
Well, yeah, you spiked the doors closed like that. They knew that you guys were in here, right?
Oh.
It's not that they don't know that they don't know you're in here
Zamchris is
now.
just really paranoid and
Right,
spikes
he's
his
always
doors
spikes the
shut.
Even if Zamchris does always spike his door, he doesn't always push against the door when other people are trying to break it in. So,
Especially since he floats.
Servants,
Right.
you do it.
maybe, yeah. All right. So the Dukagith sort of frowns and he says, "I do not like it. Would she not have sensed if they had gone somewhere else?" The Gish seems to consider this for a moment, nods, and he says, "You're right. They may be trying to double back and lose us. Keep 2 of the warriors here. I will continue the search." And with that, he barks orders to the Githyanki, and they begin to file out. Once that happens, it leaves behind only 3 guards. There are the 2 Githyanki warriors, one who positions himself at each of the 2 secret doors, and then the Duthkagith, the red dragon-infused Gith, who continues to sort of pace the room warily. But after just a few moments, the Githyanki are gone and the secret doors close, leaving behind only the sound of the sort of background cacophony of whispers that permeates the entire palace.
I count to 30, and then I shoot the Dukagith in his left eye.
And I'm going to need an intelligence check to see if you're smart enough to count to 30. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Okay, so you are going to shoot the Duthkagith after a pause of 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
I cast flying noise.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can't do that yet because I can't.
So when he starts to shoot the guy, we are going to we're going to jump on initiative.
I actually wanted to cast it before then, but I realized I have to talk to do that, and that's no good.
Because we can't see each other, right?
No. All right. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Ooh, a crit. 22.
Very nice.
Crit and got a 22.
Yeah.
Good lord.
All right.
Oh no. Yeah.
I'm bound to start rolling poorly now. I've rolled like 17, 19, and 20.
Yeah. When it didn't matter.
No, I'm trying to be silent.
That's
Now it's time to do some damage on this.
Matt, I have an unrelated question for you. People want to know what came in that little Undermountain box you got.
There was a series of these done for by I think an Italian company.
Yeah, it was an Italian company.
And so there's a bunch of these, they did all kinds of crazy ones. Like I think they did the Netheril box set and all sorts of weird things. But there's a bunch, and if you're looking interested in that kind of thing, there's also little tiny actual books of like Player's Handbook and Deities and Demigods.
So it was like tiny maps?
Yeah, the tiny map.
Yeah,
Everything was tiny.
It was the complete product.
It was-
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
complete
like,
replica.
the old product had a color plate of paper along with the monster manual pages. They reproduced the color plate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
think they even reproduced the advertising that was in the box.
Yeah.
they're about 10 years old now, aren't they? I mean, it was, or I guess it was like 2003, 2004 when they did those, somewhere in that area. Yeah.
No, I don't have the books in here right now.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Okay, so Aelforge, what'd you get?
I got 22.
22, excellent. And Vathos.
I got an 11.
Okay. Ozu,
17.
that's what you had last time. And Blamo,
21.
21, excellent.
Consistent.
All right. Let me order these real quick. All right. Ozu, since you're starting things off and you're invisible, I'm going to say that basically you are not only surprising the Githyanki, but you're also surprising your allies. So you're going to take your turn on the surprise round, and then we'll start the normal initiative. Okay? So Ozu, why don't you go ahead and make your attack?
Only a 19.
19 is still a hit.
Have we actually had a short rest?
No.
Since,
I sure could use one.
I'm sure we'll get one in a minute.
He must make a
Come back
DC
here.
15 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw and DC 15, you say. All right.
Oh, I've got that thing. Can you set?
Let's see here. +3, +4. He fails by 1.
He takes 66 points of damage when my arrow hits him.
66.
66.
All right, very nice.
What is that to do 66?
That's Death Strike. When you hit a creature that is surprised, it must succeed on a DC 15 con saving throw or take double damage from the hit.
Very nice.
If I had critted him, he would have taken
A lot. Like, all the damage.
all the
Yes.
damage. Yeah.
All right, so your assassin fires and use a longbow, short bow?
Yeah, longbow.
Longbow. All right, your assassin fires an arrow. That basically what you guys see is you don't see anything until the arrow basically appears inside the Duthkith's body, and it basically shoots in right here at the collarbone, getting right in a gap in its armor where it's where the chains sort of come up to the neck. And you see just bright red blood begin to spill down his body as he staggers back, gurgling, basically. Still alive, but he is seriously wounded by that. All right, and then real initiative starts, and Aelforged, you're up first. So you're visible now. These were individual invisibility spells, right? So you guys are all still invisible.
And I just hiss, kill him.
Did you want to get down off the table?
Am I allowed to take a full round?
Yeah, you got a full turn.
Okay, what I do then is I drop my
bow.
Okay. I draw both of my weapons as I move toward him, and I base him. Basically,
Okay, sure. Yeah, you're moving. So basically, you shoot the guy. The arrow manifests itself in his throat. He starts to gurgle, and then you leap down off the table, casting aside your bow, and move right up so that you're engaged in melee with him. Okay, great. Aelforged, you're up.
Can I reach him?
Yeah, if you jump down off the table.
Yep,
Sure.
I'll jump down off the table with my warhammer ready. I'm going to try to move.
Yeah, you will have advantage because you are still invisible.
All right, and I want to sort of also, if I can, flank him so the two of so I can help him.
No problem. Yeah, you are basically moving right up next to him, and you can go anywhere you want to run because he and the other you have no idea that you're there.
19.
19 is in fact a hit.
that's what I rolled to.
Let's see, and that'll be 16 points damage.
16. Okay.
Ardent, what's his face?
Ardent despair.
Very nice. All right. So, again, seeming to materialize out of nowhere is the dwarf cleric, which materializes right as your hammer strikes, and it sends up a spark of radiant energy that causes him to howl in pain. You can see that he is reeling, and his eyes are rolling up into his head. Blamo.
So they're both against one of the guards, right?
Yes, they're fighting
against the
Duthkith.
Duthkith.
There's still the guys at the doors.
The guy who can breathe fire.
Okay, in that case, I will withdraw my trident
Okay.
and leap from the table, 300 style,
Right, yes. Slow motion,
Yeah.
you're all greased up for some reason. No one knows.
Nobody can see that, but
Like, as soon as you become visible, all three of your companions go, where did his shirt go?
and try to skewer him with the trident.
All right, go ahead. And this is one of the guards, right?
No, the
Duthkith. Okay,
Duthkith.
great.
And I'm rolling with advantage, right?
Yes, because you're invisible.
Okay, well, the first one's a crit, so I'm not going to bother rolling the
Yeah,
second.
that's probably good. Okay.
So that's going to be then, let's see, crits now, reroll them. They do max damage and the
Plus
extra.
one die. Yep.
Yeah. 11, 17. That will be 17 points of damage.
All right.
And because I crit, and I have the special weapon ability, he suffers a nagging wound.
Yes, he does as he drops to the ground dead.
Nagging wound is death.
All right.
He will bleed more on the start of his turn. Or
Possibly
would
so.
be.
All right, so you basically leap through the air, and you materialize just as Aelforged did, driving your trident into him, and you basically drive him all the way down to the ground, and you bury the trident in the ground, pinning him to the stone floor of the Palace of Whispers.
I'll leave the trident there and draw another weapon.
Okay. Anything else?
No. Actually, no, that was my movement, so I'll start to run towards one of the other guys if I have any movement.
Don't you get multiple attacks?
Yeah, if I can get to them. Are they far?
So the room is actually not very big. It is only about 20 by 20. So you are jumping down from the table in the middle of the room. What's your movement speed? Or what's your speed?
I think I'm probably 25.
Because it's only like...
So I'm actually at 30 feet.
Okay, so it's only like 5 feet from the tabletop to him. So you've probably got another 25 feet of movement. You can easily reach one of the other...
Okay, sounds good. Drawing my flail now.
All right, so you leave him pinned to the ground with the trident, moving over to the next one with your flail. Do you want to go to after the one at the southern corridor, or at the western, or southern secret door, or the western secret
whichever one had more guards leaving that way.
door? Okay, probably would have been to the south.
To the south, okay. And I will take 2 swings at him with my flail. Natural 1, so that's going to miss, and a 18 against AC.
An 18, and this guy is just a warrior, so that is a hit.
That'll be another 12 point, or that'll be 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
12. Got it.
I think every attack you should drop a weapon and just keep drawing. Just leave him around.
That's why you're called Blammo.
Okay.
That's the most clever punchline I can come up with.
Just punctuate your sentence with blammo at the end.
Okay, so this
The respect
warrior...
my character has for you just would increase greatly if you hit somebody with a flail and go Blammo.
Yeah.
All right, so the 2 warriors are now up. The first one that you have engaged, he is going to turn and he is going to attack you with his greatsword.
You've been blammoed.
So I'm going to guess a 13 is a miss, and wow, I rolled terribly. These dice are now exiled. I'll give these dice to you guys later. Okay, so he slashes at you twice with a greatsword, but you manage to parry both times,
I tell him,
keeping his...
I can drop my shield if that would help.
Additionally, you are the one who fired the initial arrow, so the other one is going to turn. You feel an intrusion upon your mind. I would like for you to please make a wisdom saving throw.
Come on. Uh, 20.
Okay. All right. You feel this other Githyanki warrior trying to use his psionic powers to get inside your mind. Unfortunately for him, you are able to repel him. Ozu, you're up.
There's nobody adjacent to him, right?
No, Matt's next.
Oh, I see.
Vathos is...
I'm sure he had the surprise round.
Yeah.
There's nobody adjacent to the guy who just intruded upon my mind.
No, he's off by himself. Yeah, he's the guy against the western wall.
I go to the guy that he's fighting.
Okay.
And attack him twice.
All right.
I miss once,
Okay.
and then 27.
27 is, of course, a hit.
That's a lot of 6s.
Wow.
Wow.
He takes 31 damage when I stab him with my short sword
Nice.
after fainting with my rapier. At least I claim it was a feint later.
Ah, yeah. Okay, great. All right, so you cause him to stagger with your first feint, and then drive your weapon into him with the second one. He is badly hurt, but you see he still has some fighting spirit left in him. Vathos.
I cast Fly.
Okay, you do
I
so.
float up to the ceiling and lizard crawl away across it like Dracula until I am in the corner and hiding.
Okay.
That
Cool.
is all.
Sounds good. Very well.
Are they both concentration
No,
spells?
Fly
I
is
mean,
not a concentration spell.
Okay.
All right, Aelforged, you're now up. Basically, you're now standing over the bloody dead body of the Duthugith. You can see that there is the one Githyanki warrior down at the southern end of the room where these two are fighting him. And there's one other warrior against the western wall.
To the other warrior.
Okay, the one against the western wall?
Yep, to prevent him from fleeing.
Okay.
Or looking for help. So I just charge him and smack him with the warhammer. 17?
17 is a hit.
Yes. Let's do something better than ones this time. 19, 24, 25 points of damage.
25? Great. Nice. All right.
Must have been a good roll.
It was a good roll.
All right, your hammer flares with radiant light as you strike him, and he seems injured, but not badly so by that.
And I say blammo.
Hey, that's my line.
Well, no, he's telling you it's your turn. This is now your turn.
All right. I think I'll just swing a few times with the flail. Might switch to a different weapon halfway through. We'll see
Right,
how
okay.
it goes. First couple rolls.
Nice.
First one's going to be a crit.
Alrighty.
So that's going to be... flail. 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, very nice. Okay, so you strike him, and he staggers backwards. You think that he is just a breath away from dropping.
Okay, well, he also needs a DC 15 strength. No, it's Constitution saving throw to see if he's stunned or not.
He is in fact stunned.
Okay. The second attack was going to be a 25 against AC.
Yes.
So that'll be another 11 points of damage.
All right, you drop him.
All right, I discard my my
Get out of here, flail.
and run to the other side of the room with the intent of slashing at the the other guard with my longsword.
All right, go right ahead. This flail's dirty. Get out of here.
And that's going to be a 26 against AC.
That'll hit.
And,
Greg's got a hot hand with the dice today.
8 points of slashing damage.
8 points of slashing damage. All right.
Now, the other guy didn't drop yet,
Blammo.
but you.
Wow. I hope that's not what happens.
But I kind of say it too, like awkwardly late after I actually attacked.
So now the previous guy you injured, he's not dead yet. He's almost dead, but you left him with a wound.
No, he's
I
dead.
think
Oh,
he's
he's
dead.
dead.
Oh, did that?
I got
Oh,
him
yes.
with the second.
Oh, the
He
second.
was stunned, and then I attacked
Yeah,
him.
he's
again with the
stunned, he
flail.
reeled, and then he hits him again. He drops him.
Gotcha.
Half the flail's actually in his skull.
All right, seeing his two companions down, this one is going to, let's see here. All right. This Githyanki opens a dimension door next to him and steps through.
Does he provoke when he does that?
He has to. He has to move through it.
Well, so technically, Dimension Door is a spell that just teleports you.
Yeah.
It's just that the flavor of that is that instead of
He's just opened the door underneath him, so he just falls through it.
Yeah, it's sort of like Portal, right?
Yeah.
Like, he opens the other end right above himself. All right.
Interesting question. If
Yeah.
he is- yeah.
I feel like the flavor should probably change that, but whatever.
Noted.
So if
Playtest
it was Arcane Gate does work that way, where you actually open two portals and you have to move through them. Dimension Door is just like you and hop through it, like it opens right next to you. So, anyways, he teleports away, leaving you guys in the eerie chatter of Susurrus's whispers.
Well,
Seems like if we had had full participation in that fight, we might have won it without somebody escaping. Vathos.
Except you're looking back at the table.
You're looking down as he's yelling and wagging his finger at the table.
Ozu, the walls know your name.
Oh, where'd that
God, you creeper.
well, we'd best get out of here because it's only a matter of time before they return. And I don't think hiding on the hiding on the table will work a second time.
Probably not, given that he was here when you guys appeared. All right, so here's what you guys know. You know that there is one secret door to the south that leads into a very long corridor. There's a secret door to the west that goes back to the room where the wheel grinder is. You also know from Zamchris telling you this, that his laboratory is to the southeast of this room.
Do we need to go to his laboratory?
No,
You had that is a piece of information you have.
Yeah, I mean,
you asked
I thought we had to
it.
go to the library, didn't we? To get the lead pipe with Professor
Colonel
To murder
Mustard.
mystery.
I mean, ultimately, at this point, we need to find Lich-Queen and go wherever she is.
Yeah.
I don't
We do need to go to the library.
Yeah.
The library. Her phylactery is in the library. Her phylactery has to be destroyed before she can be.
Is her phylactery the lead pipe?
I think so. I think we have to use a lead pipe on the phylactery.
Right.
I mean,
It's an oddly
It was
specific.
Blammo with the lead pipe in the library against the phylactery.
Right.
a lab might have something interesting or useful that we could use, but
I say let's leave the door open like we left that way and then go through the secret door.
They're both secret doors.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought there was one to the side.
No, there's two secret doors.
We
Well, I'm not very smart, so I say that anyway.
Sorry, other you would know that you guys teleported into this room.
Other
Yeah.
you.
And then I say
because
they're
we're too
both
high
secret
level
doors.
secret doors. We just,
We have 2 secret
No, no,
doors.
I'm sorry,
Isn't
we
it just 2 normal doors because there's no other way into the room, right?
So we go south towards the laboratory?
Yeah.
Zamcrest should be able to tell us where the library is in relationship to this room.
yeah, he should. I'll
we
ask
should,
him.
but shouldn't we get moving? And we can
Well, I
ask
mean,
en route?
yeah,
My
like, yeah,
memory's a bit fuzzy. Do you have
them
them like in your pocket or something?
Oh,
Oh,
but Bathos sucked him into a gem and has been communicating with him telepathically.
Okay.
We have to get to the library. If we want to move now, we'll just go to the laboratory while we're waiting to find
Yes.
out where the library is.
Yes,
Okay.
let's do that.
Let's do that. Yeah, because they could teleport back here any second.
Yes.
So.
And spike the other side with the door closed.
I say we leave both the doors open anyway, just so.
I don't know if we can. I think they auto close, don't they?
They swivel.
They swivel.
Oh, we can leave them open?
Yeah.
All right.
Can do them.
Air out the room a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells like dead Duthka gift. in here.
Oh, does he have anything interesting on him, the Red Dragon guy? As he's pulling out his trident, I want to.
No, these guys appear to be appear to be pretty routine guards, so
Okay.
they don't really have anything exceptional on them.
Like a map to the library.
No.
They take the silver greatsword from the one guy and stab it through the Duthka gift to make it not.
Yeah, we arranged this clever thing right there.
Where they totally don't believe it because there's an arrow sticking out of the guy's neck.
No marauders maps on the guards or anything. You know, Harry is walking around.
Yeah, sorry. Not that easy. All right, so you guys gonna head through the secret door to the south then, or what's your plan?
Yeah, south.
Okay.
And then try to
So-
maneuver southeast.
So opening the secret door to the south, you can see that you are at the intersection of an L-shaped hallway. It heads off to the west about 60 feet before it runs into a wall, and you can see that there are 2 more of the ectoplasmic doors on the southern wall of that corridor. It then, where you guys are standing, also heads south, and it heads south about another 70 feet before you can see that it opens up into a larger chamber, but you're not entirely sure what is down that way because you're basically, you're just using a light spell at this point probably.
But that's where we want to go, right?
The larger chamber is probably. I bet you the larger chamber is the library.
No, it's the laboratory.
Yeah.
We'll go that way.
I'm asking him where the library is.
He tells you that the library is on the 2nd floor.
Does he have to answer truthfully?
No.
You can lie.
So, you've trapped his soul. I'm guessing that. Why wouldn't he just lie about everything?
Well, eventually we'll build rapport because
All right.
because he
Because
can't
he'll get
actually
Stockholm
out.
syndrome.
Vothis is playing the long game.
I mean,
Tell me
like-
about your family.
I'm the only one he can ever talk to ever.
Right.
So eventually he'll talk to me,
horrible
and,
fate.
you know. But and I'm not a great conversationalist, so it is a pretty bad fate.
Yeah. All right, so you guys are heading south?
Yes.
Zamcrest, the facets know your name.
All right. So you guys head south, and you actually only make it about 30 feet before you realize that there is an intersection here as well. There's another corridor that heads off to the east. And you can see that down in that direction is another ectoplasmic door on the south wall. And you can see that it curves around to the left, heading back north. So basically, like you got this sort of U-shaped corridor. You're coming down one side, and it's sort of U-shaped, and you could also keep going south.
Keep going south to that chamber. I don't want to go
For
through.
large chamber.
Yeah,
With
how
the
do we-
ectoplasmic doors, like you get slimed or something.
You have to have a. You have to have a.
I think we need,
Oh, yeah, you
don't you?
we need some psionics to.
While I'm walking down the corridor with my friends, I try to levitate myself like the Githyanki did.
Okay, why don't you give me an intelligence check?
By the way, I am Supermaning it invisible by accident.
Sure. Why not?
18.
18? Alright, so you're sort of creeping in the hallway and you focus your mind and you almost feel like you could pull it off, right? Like it's just, you can feel like the flickers of your mind being strong enough to pull it off. You think that you're damn close.
The levitating?
I just keep trying. Until I either hurt myself
Just concentrating so hard, you just run into a wall.
or
Okay, go ahead and give me another intelligence check.
Think of feathers. Think of something like small stones.
4.
4. Okay. This time, you don't feel like you get very close. In fact, you sort of close your eyes and you sort of concentrate really hard, and you're just grasping after whatever that was that you felt moments before. And then your mind's eye is filled with the vision of a desiccated female Githyanki's face glaring at you, and you hear an echoing, rasping voice in your head say, "Ah, there you are."
Oops.
Yes.
yeah. And
I had the same thing
I say out loud, adult expletive.
The same thing happens with my mother-in-law.
You're married?
What? No, actually, on some worlds, you just get a mother-in-law. It's really weird. All right, so you're going to continue to head southward.
Yep.
All right, eventually
Lich.
the corridor opens up into a much larger room. The bones and lifeless husks of the dead litter the floor of this horrid hall. Overhead, a monstrous creature over 60 feet long from head to tail hangs from the vaulted ceiling by great iron chains and hooks. The monster is covered in thick spiked plates. A single dead eye stares down at the carnage, and the creature's great maw hangs agape, its black throat disappearing into oblivion. 2 gnarled limbs jut from its massive shoulders, ending in pincers held aloft by more hooked chains. Below the monster's distended torso is a serpentine tail that trails off into the shadows of the sepulchral hall.
It's an Astral Dreadnought.
It is, in fact, an Astral Dreadnought. It is an Astral Dreadnought. It is super dead. So basically, you guys have appeared, or have entered a very, very large chamber. It's wider than it is long, and you can see that against both the north and south walls, there are these ectoplasmic doors. But it's really, really wide, and the floor is just covered in those, like the bones that I mentioned before. Basically, you have entered this crazy, it is a chamber full of skeletons lying on the ground.
This does not seem helpful.
Nothing could possibly go wrong in here. So there's no obvious exits that aren't ectoplasmic doors.
How do we get to the second floor?
I'm sorry, on your instructions, did you guys get?
Oh, sorry, they went south. They're in chamber 20 right now.
We were able to attack the ectoplasmic doors, right? But it caused damage or something? I was thinking that there was something about that.
Yeah, but they basically, the Githyanki you brought in here, Saris, told you that if you damage the doors, they will lash out at you if you don't destroy them all in one go.
I will ask Zamfrask for better directions. How do we get to the second floor?
It tells you that the entrance to the second floor is all the way to the south. So basically you have to keep going as far south as you can in order to get to the second floor.
So we have to go through this room.
So he says.
Have we tried just concentrating on the doors to see if we can open them? I mean, the one Sarah said it took a flicker of psionics, but if you are able to feel some degree of levitation, maybe
We can always try that. It's worth a try.
Is there any mechanism to release the chains that are holding this
Just a
thing up?
warning that if you use your...
You'd have to climb up there. It's pretty dark up where the Dreadnought is. So basically, even coming in with a light spell, or I'm sure you've got light as well. Even coming in with that, you basically are only seeing the underside of the Dreadnought. The chains sort of disappear into the shadows.
But there's
of the
not
ceiling.
mechanisms on the side to lower it?
Against
or...
the walls.
Yeah.
You guys have just sort of entered through the north side of the room. If you wanted to try and go look, you could, but you can't see any from where you're standing right now.
Are we going through this room, or are we going back?
We're going through.
All right. As we go through, I will look.
Bathos, go ride the Dreadnought. Do it.
Do it.
I'll get pictures.
I will float through the room first invisibly, just in case Preston set something off.
Just like
Okay, so you're just going to fly around the room, basically?
Just float straight through.
Okay, straight through the other side?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't trigger any spells or anything like that. I would like you to give me a wisdom perception check, though.
Why did they do that? This Dreadnought.
So let's see. I don't have any benefit from my ability score. Am I
trophy.
adding anything for a level or anything?
If you have the perception skill, you
Like
add
a
your
trophy is, I could give
proficiency
that back
bonus.
to my ship.
No.
It could be your ship.
Point.
Just put some
8.
sails
I'll
on
see you
it.
guys at the end of the adventure. Start to climb up.
Okay.
Live inside.
You fly to the other side of the room, and nothing seems to react to you as you glide. I assume that are you going up above the dreadnought or under it?
If there's space to go under, I assume I just go under.
Okay, cool. You sort of go under the dead hulk of the dreadnought, and it's kind of creepy as it hangs above you. But then you get out to the other side, and you basically arrive next to the ectoplasmic door, and nothing has reacted to your presence.
I go across.
I'll
Three of
go
us.
that way.
Okay.
And I'm looking for any sort of mechanism to lower the chains.
I want to walk around the dreadnought if possible, though. I don't want to walk under it.
Sure.
Yeah, that seems like a prudent measure.
All right. So you are going around the edges of the room, basically. Okay. As you walk around the closest edge is the western edge of the room. As you walk around the western edge of the room, you basically round the corner, and you can see that there are 3 of the big, like really tall stained glass windows you've encountered in other places, like in Zamkris's quarters, and also in the Will Grinder room. So you can see that this room obviously faces outward over the city of Tunarath. And you can see that there are these 3 tall stained glass windows, and silhouetted against the light, just the very faint light that spills in through those windows, you can see are 3 humanoid shapes that are just sort of standing there in front of you. And as you sort of round the corner, you can see that they are desiccated zombies that appear to have once been Githyanki. You can see their flesh is rotting off, and their like eyes have gone all milky and everything. But you can't you can't miss the fact that they are Githyanki zombies, and they're just like standing there. And they are freestanding.
Of the skeletons that are on the ground, are they humanoid, Githyanki, dwarf, animal?
It is. It's pretty easy to tell that these are from a variety of different humanoids,
Okay.
because you can see you're a dwarf, right?
Yeah.
And so you see several dwarf skeletons. You see human skeletons. You see Githyanki skeletons. You see
Okay.
probably are Githzerai skeletons as well, right? So
Okay. I'm whispering
basically
up.
all different kinds of humanoids.
Then I'm sort of saying a prayer for the, just as a last rites kind of, for the restful passage of these souls.
All right. Sure, you do so.
As we're going through, I'm sort of pointing them out. Especially the dwarfs.
So you guys are going around the corner and you see these 3 zombies standing there. You can either continue towards them, or you can try and cross the piles of bones.
Wait a minute. It's not clear to me why that's a choice.
Because basically you said you want to go around the outer edge, right?
Sorry.
Sure.
Are these guys like positioned next to these windows?
Yeah, kind of. Here, let me sort of show you. So basically, you're coming in from the north here. Like here's the corner that extends off. So you're coming in this way, and there's sort of like this. And so like the bones basically fill the entire room, right? And the dreadnought is sort of hanging above like that, right? And so you guys see an ectoplasmic door here and here, and the zombies are standing over here, like that. So basically what you can see is, you can see that you're coming in from the north, it's sort of this, badly drawn room, and the bones literally cover the entire floor of the room, except for a narrow strip around the edges.
I'm not stepping on the bones. I continue toward the
Yeah, I'll follow
zombie.
his,
All right.
whatever your name is. Ozu.
Okay, so you get close enough to the first zombie that basically, as you're approaching, you can see that it sort of turns and just looks at you.
Clear the way!
We just sort of nod. Go. Stand aside. That's what I say to it. I present my holy symbol. Stand aside.
It doesn't react.
Okay. Can we walk around, like past it?
It'll be awkward. You'll be basically trying to move. You'll have to move within 5 feet of it, effectively.
Yeah, much like trying to move down like movie theater seats.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
No, hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move up to it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to use cunning action to then disengage around it,
Okay.
and then move away from it.
So you're basically tumbling around it, effectively. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem.
I'll try to do that as well.
All right, so yeah, you move around the first one, and basically, like, you do this little, hop, step, jump kind of thing, and you make your way between the two of them, and it sort of watches you go by, and then doesn't react otherwise.
Yep, I'll walk by.
Okay. All right, you're just going to move right past it. Okay, it lets you go. It doesn't do anything.
This is bad.
And I assume you're going to do the same thing?
Give it a little salute.
Arr.
Like, as you walk by, it sort of turns and follows you with its body as you walk by, so that basically now the three of you are standing between two of them, and the two of them are just sort of turned and looking at you.
I wonder if Blackett can see through their eyes or something like that.
Charity knows.
Whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
she
we don't
knows
know.
where we're going.
Actually, I don't know if we know that. We don't know if unless you told us you psychically contacted her and said hello. Yeah, so we don't know.
He just cursed randomly.
He's like, oh!
Yeah, what?
Yep.
I'm gonna just continue past the next few.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't have to go through the song and dance, so moving past each one. Basically, if you guys aren't going to attack them, they don't react negatively either. So
Okay.
basically, you make your way past them and around to the south side of the room, where you're now against the southern wall, which stretches from one side of the room to the other, and the ectoplasmic door sits right in the center of the southern wall.
Vathos, get this door open. Vathos?
I was
Vathos?
feeling around for him.
Fortunately, Vathos appears to have stepped out.
Marco.
So it's if we touch the door, we would take damage from it, right?
You don't know that.
Oh.
You do know that it looks like sort of solid ectoplasm, like it kind of looks like a door full of snot, actually.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up a bone.
Okay.
And I'll poke the door.
Okay. All right. You poke the door. You find it sort of rubbery and resistant.
Okay.
Like it doesn't sink in. It's more like you're poking a really soft, like rubbery surface.
Okay. I'm gonna try to concentrate really hard to make the door open. Wait, what did it do when the other Githyanki was with us? The captive? Did it shimmer? Did it change, or did we just walk through it?
When Saris was there, he just walked up to it and psionically commanded it to open,
And then it opened.
and it did. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna concentrate really hard to try to make it open. I'm gonna think.
Let Vathos concentrate really hard to open it.
All right. Well, he's back now.
Hey, he does have a soul of a Githyanki. Maybe that will help.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me an intelligence check?
18.
Alas, nothing seems to happen. You get no sense of anything sort of strange on the other side.
Can you get this door open, Vathos, or do we have to destroy
I
it?
shall try. I quiz Zamkras for particular ways of thinking and so on that might help open the doors if we're not psionic.
Zamkras tells you that he can open the door for you.
That seems unlikely.
You just have to let him out. And then he'll go back in the gym.
He tells you that he can temporarily loan you some of his psychic powers if you'll allow it.
Oh, yeah, that's not smart. I'm glad we can't hear this discussion.
Yes.
What do we got to lose?
He tells you that only people with psionic powers can open the doors
Are you planning on assassinating him?
safely.
I'm starting to collect skulls from the bones.
Are you actually pulling skulls out of the pile?
Yes.
Okay.
What the? Adult expletive, people. we avoid walking across the bones, and then you guys start pulling bones out of the pile.
Oh, my
let's go.
ship when I get back. It'll be awesome.
Leave the bones alone.
We turn around and see him like play with the bones.
I'll give Zamkras an opportunity to take me over.
Hang on one second. So, Blamo, as you are sort of pulling skulls out and looking at things, you can see that some of these bodies have not been stripped at all, and you can see that there's like ragged pieces of armor on them, or like some of them have like swords, or you see there's like a quiver full of arrows and stuff like that in one. It's not all of them. I mean, most of them are just skeletons, right? But as you sort of unearth them, you see that like occasionally you'll come across a body that looks like it just dropped here and was left.
if I see anything that looks valuable, I'll grab it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give
Particularly
me
first items, I'm all about.
right. Why don't you go ahead and give me an intelligence search check?
Sorry to derail what you were about to
No,
do.
no,
Matt.
that's fine.
Until your inevitable takeover.
That's going to be 15.
Possession.
Okay. So as you're, sort of digging through here, you find, that's, that's a pretty nice looking suit of leather armor, or like, wow, there's a decent looking quiver here. I've never seen anything like this. And you kind of realize that you're sort of following this little trail out into the, middle, and when you kind of look up, you realize you've managed to make your way out underneath the Dreadnought. However, once you do so, you're like, oh, maybe I should leave, and something catches your eye. You look down and you see the glint of glass. And you reach down and you realize that you have found a potion.
When you pick it up, it's got a string attached to it. And then down comes the Dreadnought.
Yeah, you look down and you realize that you've got you've found some kind of potion.
Sure.
And so you got a 15 on your search check?
Yeah.
Okay. You're standing there and you sort of, realize you're standing at the Dreadnought, you found the potion, and you look up and you see that you're right below the Dreadnought's maw. And it looks like in one of its massive teeth, wedged in between two of those teeth, is another potion.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm going to grab
I'll let
this
you think about
potion,
that.
and while that's going on.
All right, so Vathos, you are going to allow him to...
I'm standing on the
Sure, we need to build rapport. We're buddies.
That's rad. I would like for you to please give me a...
Don't say anything about wisdom.
Ha ha ha!
You have a +6 to wisdom saving throws. So.
How many hit points do you have?
I have 120.
Okay, cool. So I would like for you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
13.
All right. Yeah, that's the one. Okay.
Wisdom 11. Sure.
You got a 13? Okay. All right, so you basically, sort of open your mind up to Zamkris and feel him sort of, trying to take hold. And then it sort of feels like a hot needle is being driven into your brain. You're actually going to take 13 psychic damage. And you realize that he is not trying to take control of you. He is, in fact, trying to basically crush your mind. And he does not succeed to do so. Unfortunately for him, you managed to resist and drive him out before he can do too much damage. But yeah, you can tell that he basically was trying to wipe your brain, effectively.
Swatting him with the psychic
I would also like you to give me an intelligence arcana check.
And then they rattle him around.
Some number of a lot, like 25 or something.
Okay. You can tell that he basically tried to cast a feeble mind spell on you.
Ah,
Feeble mind.
that was your last opportunity.
I don't have as much control as I thought I did in here. It was an accident. Would you believe? Anyway.
Just shake the gem.
Last chance for what, Vathos?
He kind of knows the jig is up, so he's just like, yes, well,
Vathos.
I had to try.
Vathos, what are you talking about?
No, we don't hear
I
me.
and Zamkras are having a conversation.
Yeah, all you guys hear is this disembodied voice from in the general area of the door.
While they're distracted, I've gotten out a rope and tied it in a lasso.
Okay.
And am now...
Blammo.
All right. So yeah, you can do that. So you guys turn to see Blammo is basically he has thrown his rope up and hooked it onto one of the massive fangs in the maw of the Astral Dreadnought, and he's like, "What?"
That's not entirely insane.
No, I'm just watching him kind of.
Would you get the god's expletive door open? Now, please. Now. Please. Now.
I'm just sort of watching you. I'm just watching.
Then I
Blammo.
take out a longbow arrow and I aim at Blammo.
I'm kind of
There's
encouraging
something up
Blammo.
there. I'm trying to get it.
I'm encouraging Blammo.
I'll try and think at the door for whatever that is.
I'm no good at this sort of thing.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
7.
Yeah. You feel nothing basically.
Oh.
Do zombies still have psionic power? Maybe we can get one of them to come over.
You zombie, open this door.
What did that potion I found look like, by the way, the first one?
It's a the glinting is actually because the liquid inside looks like
Would you break this
silver,
door
like
open,
reflective
please?
metal.
Clearly, we can't get through it. Would you just break it?
Like quicksilver.
Maybe it's a potion of
Just
you have gained
destroy it.
psionic abilities.
Why don't you drink it? Door open.
Well, I don't want to
Just
waste
hit it?
I'm gonna float up to the
I'm good with violence as a solution.
whatchamacallit.
Okay. To the Astral Dreadnought.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, no fair.
You float up there, and Blammo, are you climbing up?
Yeah, I'm climbing up.
Okay. All right. So
don't
you
know he's
float up
there
past the
because
climbing
he's invisible.
Blammo,
That's
up into its maw. You can see that like its open mouth leads to sort of this desiccated, hollowed out gullet, but you can immediately tell that inside the dreadnought is a treasure trove.
By the way, I just want to say to you, totally metagaming it. This adventure was designed by Christopher Burke.
I found a place for us to rest. I go inside.
The hell with that! I found a place for us to take treasure.
That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna go over and climb up.
Okay. All right. You climb up as well. All right. So now.
I could use a rest.
All right. So now you're standing alone at the door.
It's a pretty defensible position.
I let them all climb up. I'm just standing there like this. And
You hear like me saying, "Oh, this is awesome! I've been needing you one of these."
I just wait to see. I wait for them for the inevitable. Oh God, to happen.
Yeah.
I stand right next to the door watching them.
All right. Nothing appears to happen other than you hear.
Trident.
Yeah, you hear them. You hear them talking up in the hanging body of the Astral Dreadnought.
I'll start looking for anything of interest in here.
Okay.
To explore.
Yeah. So you get inside and you basically realize that what's happened is this creature probably consumed a lot of other creatures, and like it basically what you're finding is as it is rotting away, like their stuff is getting left behind inside of its body. So like it's kind of actually gross and necrotic up in the dreadnought's body, but you can see that it's like its maw is hollowed out, so you can stand in there, and it's not comfortable, but as far as you're inside the Palace of Whispers, it could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could be in the Woven Under.
Yep.
I'm not going in there. Unless they say, hey, we're going to rest. Are you going to stand down there all night? I'm going to stand down here all night.
All right.
Yeah. I say we're gonna camp up here. You're gonna keep watch down there.
Oh, another potion.
All right. So you guys are the three of you guys are searching around inside.
Yeah.
I'm starting a short rest. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. So you're just
How long
chilling.
is the short rest? 10 minutes?
An hour.
An hour?
Okay. So the two of you guys are going to search around inside then.
Yeah. I don't think I get anything back on a short rest, do I?
You're a channel divinity.
Which I have not used.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm done my action surge, but
That's fine. You guys can search around.
Yeah.
So basically, a concerted search of the interior of the Astral Dreadnought indicates that.
I will rest, by the way. I'm not going to.
Okay, sure, that's fine. You can hang out below.
Go
I
stand
mean,
next to the zombies and pretend to be one.
So basically, you guys are searching, and it only takes you about 10 minutes to do a pretty thorough search. But inside, you find the skeleton of a dwarf wearing a suit of adamantine plate armor that has the holy symbol of Moradin emblazoned all over it.
Wow.
You find what looks like a desiccated corpse of a Githzerai, who is wearing basically like all of his clothes have rotted away, except all that remains is a metal amulet hanging on his chest. You see the sort of flayed and desiccated corpse of a mind flayer that is sort of laying off to one side, and it's kind of wedged between two of the Astral Dreadnought's teeth.
The amulet.
Yes.
What? Anything remarkable?
It's actually rather unremarkable. It's a single solid piece of iron that has no markings on either side. But it's like a disc.
Maybe we can use that to open the doors.
You find a actually surprisingly nice looking leather bag that you quickly realize is in fact a bag of holding. And inside there is a suit of chainmail armor that appears to be made of mithril. You find a pair of longswords and a longbow inside. Also scattered around inside the creature's mouth, you find a small number of scrolls that are in scroll cases, and a quick glance tells you that one of them is Dispel Magic, one of them is Cure Serious Wounds, Mass Cure Wounds. My bad, and those are both cleric scrolls. You can see that there is a wizard scroll or mage scroll, disintegrate scroll.
There you go.
That's handy.
Additionally, one second.
There's not a +5 sorcerer in there.
Sadly, there is not.
Is
Rapier.
adamantine better than mithril?
Yes, this is a much finer suit of armor than you currently have. Okay, so as you guys are looking around, you do come across something that is kind of strange. Let's see here, which piece?
Bad case of
Other than
gingivitis.
walking around in an Astral Dreadnought picking up treasure,
A
yeah.
steering wheel and some control rods.
Yeah.
And a gnome skeleton.
You find Geppetto.
Right.
So this is like the astral equivalent of a purple worm, right? You eat purple worm, you go through and clean out all the treasure inside.
Yeah, that's what you do with it.
Or run. Either option.
All right, you guys come across a piece of like a hunk of metal that at first you think is just like a piece of twisted debris until you realize that it is actually crafted to look like something, and it looks like this. It is a sort of bent rod with two other rods coming off of it that are sort of fashioned in that shape.
How big?
You
Steering
hold it
wheel
in
size,
two,
you might say.
Yeah, it's like steering wheel size. Yeah, I mean, like you can hold it in two hands.
Oh, crap. It's a key. Part of a key.
I would like, let's see here, you're a mage. I'd like for you to give me an Intelligence Arcana check, please. Or actually, if anyone has Intelligence, Arcana, you could roll it.
I rolled really terribly.
I have planar.
Not anymore, you don't.
Oh.
Welcome to the new playtest package.
I don't see it, so I am trained in Arcana.
Right, sorry.
15.
15? Yeah, that's actually enough for you to identify that this is not made of any worldly metal. It appears to be made of what's known as astral drift metal. It's basically metal taken from things that are floating around in the astral plane. It's very rare and very valuable. It is, so you got a 15? It is also known to have certain psionic qualities.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You can see what happens, but I'm doubtful.
So we should, shall we rest? Go for the long rest?
Hell yeah, if we can, because I'm
Yeah.
tapped.
We can go for a long rest.
So, once they've stayed up in there for like, half an hour, I guess I'll climb up in there.
How much, can we spend our hit dice at the beginning and then
No, you do
recover
it at
them?
the end.
At the end of the long
Of
rest?
a short rest.
Of a short rest.
Yeah.
So if you do a short rest, which is an hour, can you spend them and then continue for the long rest and get them back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I will do that when we get to that point. Assuming we get to that point.
Yeah, so basically that's all the stuff that you guys find in the thing. And so after about, what did you say, 15 minutes or so?
About a half an hour.
About half an hour.
I climb up
You
and then
climb
I pull
up
the
as well.
rope up.
All right.
It's like,
Sounds
okay,
good.
I guess you were right.
So an hour passes and you don't, no one interrupts you. No one even
Hooray.
enters the room.
But I do get to see that.
Yeah.
So can I make an Arcana check?
Yeah, please go ahead.
19.
19?
Oh, wait a minute. No, 24.
Oh, 24? Okay. Yeah, the one thing that you know all the stuff that I just told him. The one thing that you can tell from it is that it is clearly part of a part of a larger piece, and that metal of this type is extremely valuable. And in this quantity, this tiny piece is a king's ransom. So something that is 4 times this is basically a ludicrous amount to spend on something decorative. You suspect that this has some sort of function or purpose well beyond being a simple, decorative object.
And I say that.
Okay. When you spend hit dice, do you get your Constitution modifier or not?
Yeah,
You do?
yeah, on
Sweet.
each one.
So Vathos is probably right. It's a key, and it's probably a key to her phylactery.
Could be.
Adult expletive.
Or something that contains the phylactery or something like that.
Yeah.
Which means that then we're wandering around this place, opening up random boxes to see what.
I'm out.
Hey, I can cast gate. I just can't get out with her guarding the freaking magic of the gate. Is that right? Because I'd leave all you mofos behind. I don't say that.
Right, so I think I said this, but the hour passes, so you guys are good on this part.
I'm gonna look and see whether the mithril chainmail is any different than the mithril chainmail I'm already wearing. If I can discern any magic on it, or if it just seems like a mundane.
You can tell that it is obviously of elven design, but unless you cast detect magic, you're not gonna be able to know if it's magic or not.
Is anybody?
Yeah, I have spells again. Well, we do a long rest, right? We do a long rest.
Well, you haven't done the long rest yet.
Okay, well I don't yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Remember, you have your arcane recovery, so you can recover.
I can, but I don't want to use a personal spell slot even for direct at this point.
Okay.
Two few
I
spells.
suppose it can't be any worse than a mundane one, so I'll just put it on. If it's magical, it's magical.
All right.
How about the adamantine?
Are you wearing just normal?
I'm wearing mithril shirt.
Okay, great.
Mithril chain.
How about
And so you're putting on this new armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to switch on to the adamantine.
All right. So you're gonna don the armor.
Yeah, because it's got Morden on it.
Okay. All right. You do so.
Do I have a sense of?
Them all being cursed items.
No, it fits you snugly. In fact, it was on a dwarf skeleton, and
Exactly.
it
Okay.
like it
Just
fits
shake
like
them out.
it fits like it was made for you.
All
right.
Longbow for you.
I'll take the longbow.
Okay.
I'll take whichever one of the long swords looks finer.
They both look identical. In fact,
Okay.
it looks like they are a match set.
Now you can drop one and use the other.
Oh yeah.
So you took the long swords?
Unless you
No,
need it.
no. I just want to cross it off my list.
Yeah.
And then you took the.
Longbow.
Okay. And then you took the mithril chain.
I actually might not take the mithril chain. I was just looking. I forgot that I had a +1 mithril shirt already. So if somebody else wants it, they can take that.
Just put it in the bag of holding.
Yep.
Okay.
And then do you want to divvy up the scroll? You take the
I
scroll.
just take the disintegrate.
All right. So you take disintegrate,
And you should take the 2 cleric
and then I
scrolls.
take the 2.
And the metal amulet.
And I was going to take the metal amulet unless somebody wants it.
We probably
Well, the
want
thing
to
is, you
actually
can-
identify that.
You can use identify as a ritual. How long does it take to cast the ritual version?
10 minutes more than the normal casting time.
Right. I know it's 10 minutes more than the regular casting time, but I don't remember the regular casting time.
The regular casting might be a minute.
I don't have it in my spell.
Do you have the identify spell in there?
No. I mean, do I have the spell here, or do I know it?
Do you have the spell in the paper that you have?
I have it right here.
Did you? But if you don't have it in your spell book, then we won't be able to cast it anyway.
Do you have identify in your spell book?
Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah.
There's no
I
way.
imagine
There's
that-
no way a wizard in D&D reaches 17th level without identifying the spell book.
Hey man, I have like 3 magic items, dude. I must have not picked anything up.
Yeah, we actually. The reason we have so few magic items is because we don't have identified, so we just toss stuff and
Yeah,
sell
like,
it.
that must not be worth anything. You know,
We
what?
found this longsword and a dragon sword, but longsword's only worth 20 gold, so we'll get 10 gold for it.
Yeah, we
Sell
just
it, yeah.
sell it.
I think it is reasonable to assume that you would have the identify spell, and that it's just a function of the fact that we built high-level characters that you don't.
Fair enough.
It's an hour casting time, so the ritual version is an hour and 10 minutes.
But that means that he can't take a short rest if he's casting it at that time.
Well, during that time, yeah.
Oh, we were gonna try for the long rest anyway. So.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Are you human or are you elf?
I'm human. I mean, the long rest and getting back my spells is my highest priority, so I'm going to do that.
Ditto.
And then, if we have time and we aren't attacked afterwards, I'll happily do the ritual.
Yeah, I want my. Although I'm tempted to
I don't
just
see
blow
how it is if
earthquake
you wait.
before I still want to cast Earthquake in here.
What level is it?
This is a great
It's for
room to cast Earthquake in. Do it while we're in the Astral Dreadnought.
No, I'm waiting. I was waiting to use that. If we got attacked, Earthquake was going off.
All right, so you guys are going to try and take your long rest in here. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Dice roll,
we can
dice
do
roll,
it.
dice roll.
All right.
I'm gonna go hide in the eye socket.
But after, like, we will actually try and be quiet up there.
Sure.
Once we're sort of done divvying up the loot.
All right. So before you guys settle in for a long winter's nap, are you going to? Is anybody going to cast any spells or take any other precautions? or
I
anything like
did the 2 hit dice to
Sure,
spin
that's
2
fine.
hit dice.
I just want to know what the situation is before we proceed.
Does anybody?
It is likely that those zombie things would, they would be able to ask them or find out where we went somehow.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we just go for them. They haven't found us yet. It's been an hour.
Sure.
They're probably thinking nobody's stupid enough to sleep inside a dreadnought.
We're trying to sleep in a place that's like, it's terrible in here. It's like a rotting corpse.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's not like a rotting corpse. It is a rotting corpse. It is the rotting corpse of an Astral Dreadnought.
I'd like to think it blocks her view of us being inside something dead.
You'd like to think
Pleasant
that.
thought.
I'd like to
She-
think that
she can't see through the
I
dead.
have 100,000 gold.
You probably do back
Do
on your
you?
boat.
Back on your
It's
boat.
all invested in my boat.
Right.
I don't
Sure,
have
right.
anything of use.
It's got nice rims.
So after we do complete a short rest though, is there any way I can go and see where these chains go on top of the dreadnought?
Yeah. I mean, you can actually climb up there and just look around. And what's your strength?
My strength is 16.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so you climb up there and you look around, and you can see that it's basically just chained up to the ceiling on effectively hooks that are embedded into its flesh. Eventually, it will rot to the point where it collapses.
Hopefully not in the next 8 hours.
Yeah, you don't think it's anywhere near that
Okay.
that close right now. But
So I probably can't see where this. No, I have dark vision.
Look for a
Is
trap
it-
door.
Can I see the ceiling from there?
yeah, it's yeah, it's just hanging about 20 feet from the ceiling. So
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb all the way up to the top of the ceiling.
okay.
Passing myself a harness out of my silk rope, and I'm going to sleep in the harness.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, that's weird, but okay.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Right. But that is a really good point. Maybe we should bring the use rope skill back. Just for you. Just for you. Okay, so you climb up and you poke around up there, you take a look, and then you're going to climb back down into the dreadnought?
If I don't see anything interesting, I'm going to climb back down.
Okay. All right.
Sturgis.
Sturgis inside the
Let's see,
house.
from Sturgis, equivalent to a level 17 party, that you encounter 1,000 Sturgis.
Yeah, I'm going to start rolling their attacks individually. So you guys start resting, and actually you're kind of surprised that hours start to pass. And
I'm really surprised.
right, especially after your sort of mental image that you got. But you're disturbed about 6 hours later when the entire palace begins to shake, just like there's an earthquake. It's not as strong as the one you felt when you were in Zeshurur's palace or his fortress, but it's kind of similar, just that whole like trembling through the entire palace, and then nothing happens. A few moments later, however, you hear the sounds of harsh Gith language coming from below you, and you can tell that there are several creatures now in the chamber below the Astral Dreadnought.
Again, just lay low.
No one's going to peek out and see what's there or anything like that, and so you're just hiding up there.
No, they're
This
going to
is
burst
safe
this thing like a
place.
pinata and we're going to fall out.
This is a safe place.
All right, so you guys just are going to lay low and hope they leave, right?
Yes. I mean, if they didn't come up here to search for treasure, they're not going to come up here and search for us.
Right. All right. After a few moments, the voices go away.
They can't see through dead things.
Yeah, they don't have dead vision.
They don't have dead vision.
Right, so all we have to do is find some bodies to hide ourselves in.
No, we just cut this down and walk through like a Chinese dragon.
Oh, I like it.
I got an idea. I'll kill all of us, and you can animate them. I'm just kidding.
I can animate.
All right. So
the adventure takes a grim turn.
after the earthquake and the sounds of voices below, the voices then leave, and the next 2 hours pass uneventfully. So you guys are able to complete your long rest.
I think she got pissed at her minions. I think that was.
Victory!
And now I realize I didn't actually need that, but
I'll
wait, give it for.
I'll do the identify thing on something.
The amulet.
Metal amulet.
Metal amulet.
Sure.
Do we get
Amulet
any?
of ectoplasmic opening.
All right. So you spend an hour and 10 minutes to cast the identify ritual on the amulet.
We're gonna stay another hour?
Well,
Can you
Sure,
not
why not?
cast rituals while you're taking a long rest?
No.
the spell takes a long time to cast anyway, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
it's an hour to cast it anyways. Okay, you identify it as an amulet of mighty fists +2. Basically, when you're wearing it, you have you have +2
Good-
to attack
good for
damage
fist
with
pumping.
your.
Should Blemo
yeah.
have it then?
I want it.
Oh, you want the metal amulet? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if it's
Could care less.
unarmed attacks, you said, or something? Yeah.
You can have a metal amulet. I'll cross that off.
Vathos doesn't actually touch anything, so.
No, I don't touch things.
Do we get any hit points back for a long rest?
Yes, you get all your hit points back.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
But
I mage hand my
Now-
spellbook out of my backpack, like, oh.
that's true. I don't even touch my own stuff.
A germophobic wizard that like disintegrates everything to purify germs.
All right. So you guys are completing your long rest. You've identified the amulet, and now, what are you guys going to do?
We need to go to the south.
In theory. Or wherever the rest of these freaking things are.
Well, if you have spells back, we might be able to blast our way through one of the ectoplasmic doors if we can do enough damage to it.
Yeah, I'd hate to waste disintegrate on a door, though. It seems like a lot.
You can just punch it. We
I
got now
ca- I ca-
+2 to punch. You wail on the door.
I punch him.
Okay.
Ow, that felt 2 damage harder.
Sure.
Let's see.
I'm gonna climb down and try to open the
What
door
about-
with my mind.
You know, I could open it with earthquake.
Well, we do have the key thing now. Maybe we just like
Oh yeah, I
touch
put the key on it.
thing to it.
The metal piece on it.
Okay. All right. You take the key or the key fragment, and you push it up against the ectoplasmic door, and it just sort of pushes in, and nothing happens. Just like the same rubbery feel as pushing.
While holding the key, I will the door to open.
Why don't you go ahead and give me an intelligence check?
That's the worst thing.
Oh, there you are.
Oh! Quick, back to the
15.
dead thing!
Unfortunately, you feel nothing out of the ordinary.
So how sturdy are the walls?
They are like stone marble walls.
What about like an elevated magic missile?
Yeah, well, I mean, can you even target that?
I can swing. I can swing at it, but I really don't think I can do enough damage to probably cut through this thing.
Yeah, and you do know, like Saris did tell you that if you damage it but don't destroy it, it will
Yeah.
lash out at you.
I mean, it could be a psychic lash out anyway, though, so it doesn't necessarily mean that we can avoid taking damage by using that missile.
Why did we come out in here without a way to open ectoplasmic doors?
Because we didn't know they had ectoplasmic doors.
We came this way
We got
because
bad intel.
it didn't have an ectoplasmic door, and now we ran into the ectoplasmic door. So we can go back up, then there was that
That's
U-shaped
not
hallway.
south. That's not south.
I'm just saying, but the only other non-ectoplasmic door was if we go up and go down
I'll try swinging.
U passage.
All right, go for it. The pirates.
All right, you don't need to make an attack roll. Well, actually, you can see if you crit.
Oh
but,
yeah, that's why I'm kind of hoping.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll try to use the new magic longsword I got, or the hopefully magic longsword I've got.
I'm gonna think really hard about.
No, I mean
Hitting the
I got
door.
a 13 against
All
it.
right, you're still gonna hit. So roll your damage.
That's going to be 12 points of damage.
12. Okay.
Seriously, we could just earthquake and just blow holes in the walls.
All right, Blemo, does a 26 hit you?
Against what? AC?
AC, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you slash into the door and you cut like a big rent into it, but then this sort of tendril just smacks you. You're going to end up taking. All right. That is 17 bludgeoning damage as this tendril smacks you, and you are stunned for 1 round.
Okay, so I can't try to actually. I don't get like a saving throw against the stun because I wanted to try to dive through the rent in it.
No. It just
Nice.
smacks you, and actually, when you slash into it, it does not appear to
Actually cut through.
to start. It does not. Oh, no, it does not appear to start repairing itself immediately.
Oh, so you guys could dive through it or keep attacking it.
Is it enough to climb through?
You don't think so? It's pretty thin.
Well, what if we all like attacked it at the same time? I say after I'm.
6 seconds later,
Yeah.
you say, "Hey, what if we all attack at the same time?"
I'm down with that. I'll hit it with you.
Sure.
All right.
I'll shoot it.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone, if you want to make your attack roll, you can. You can't miss, but you might be able to crit. And then roll your damage.
Sneak attack?
Sneak up behind
Again,
the door.
using the.
The door doesn't have any vulnerable
Again,
spots.
using the long sword in case it
Yeah,
matters.
sure.
I'm using a magic longbow.
18,
Or the whatever longbow.
24.
Okay.
All right, 24.
All right.
Failed crit.
I did 10.
Oh, I assumed when I could only roll like 1 attack.
Yes, you
before
could, because then it lashes out at you.
Yeah. 11 damage here.
24.
10.
6.
Okay. All right.
All those stuff.
By our powers combined, we can continue the adventure.
Okay. So you guys all smash, etc. into the door simultaneously, tearing a huge chunk out of it. But a tendril does lash out at Blammo again. 15.
Misses.
All right. You nimbly manage to
You
step
know,
aside.
This time
If
it's
some spellcasters would step up their game, we might be able to get through this.
All right, and you can see that it looks like that it's just sort of like threads of ectoplasm holding it together now. You basically shredded about half of it.
So can we
Oh.
climb through? Do we have to hit it again?
You don't think you can climb through just yet, but one more of those concerted efforts you think
All
will
right.
do it.
Again, team team mediocre.
Team Discovery Channel.
Hey!
21.
Can't think ahead. Go ahead and give your damage.
7.
I don't have any special abilities for Great Con, actually, I don't.
So apparently I only
7.
do damage to doors.
Great. All right. So with that, you guys managed to destroy the last bit of the door. It doesn't. It is not able to lash out at you, and you can see only a faint rim of ectoplasm around the door frame. Beyond, however, they're moving into 21. Trevor.
There are 13 Githyanki. Aww.
Beyond, you see this horrid chamber is unlike any you have seen. The walls are made of sewn illithid flesh, stretched to near perfect 30-foot diameter sphere. The walls flex and undulate as though pressed upon by hundreds of bodies trapped on either side. Muffled wails fill the room, drowning whispers that echo elsewhere throughout the palace.
I think we've made a terrible decision. Also, we're going the direction that Mr. Oops, I feeble-minded you instead of helping you told us
That's
to
okay.
go.
We've got to be getting close, right? Like if you're a lich, this is like, better homes and gardens for you.
Right, because they all store their phylacteries in the south side of their fortresses.
No, because we're going through progressively horrible rooms, right? We go through a room
okay,
full of
yeah.
corpses,
Right.
now we're going into a room full of flesh.
So on the
We're on the
far
right track.
On the far side of the room, you can see that there is another door. It is not an ectoplasmic door. Instead, what this appears to be is on the far side, you see this sort of circular opening, and it appears as though it is a sheet of pale gray, sort of half-rotted flesh stretched across the door.
I hate this place.
Why did we come here?
Gotta kill that Lich-Queen. Alright, onward.
Is there
I
anything
start
in this
toward the
room other than just fleshy
Uh,
walls?
so you're basically coming in on the side of like a spherical room, the walls of which appear to be made of stretched illithid flesh, and you can see like something pushing in the walls all around. So no, there's nothing else in the room.
So to go across, we have to go
You go
down.
down and up. Yeah.
All right, onward.
Okay.
Blammo.
Does my
All right, so Blammo, you barge through the room.
does my cleric sense go off?
Stride
Like-
boldly into the room.
All right. So you step in and like you kind of have to slide down one side of the sphere, and as you're sort of walking across, the flesh sort of sinks in, and you're like, but then you feel like things pushing against you, and like it sort of makes you unstable. But you manage to make it over across the other side to the point where you can sort of pull yourself up onto the lip of the far platform.
There's a nose and
Yeah.
there's an ear.
It's pretty gross, but you make it across otherwise unharmed. Up close, you can see that the door appears to be made of basically zombie flesh.
You're using like the noses as
You're
finger holds.
complaining about this? You just spent the night in a corpse.
Yeah.
This is clean.
Well,
Compared
the
to
other
where
one
we were.
gave me treasure. Anyway,
You could cut it open. There's probably treasure on the other side.
I am going to. You guys are still standing on the other side, I assume. Just watching this.
No, once he doesn't die from getting halfway across the chamber, I'll go after him.
Okay, all right, so you cross. Again, unless you do anything out of the ordinary, that basically just pushes, like things are pushing against you as you walk, but you manage to make your way.
Do they do things like stop and go?
And I'm like, oh, what is this? No, it's nothing so sophisticated as that. Just things pushing in the flesh from all sides.
While he's crossing over, I'm going to start to try to cut through this
Okay.
wall of flesh.
All right, what are you going to use?
My longsword that I just picked
And you're going
up.
to cut into the door, right?
Just use the
Yeah.
doorknob.
All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to describe the doorknob. No, there's no.
You don't want to know what the
All right, so
doorknob
you
is.
so you sort of take your sword and slash into it, and you can see the sword goes through the flesh pretty easily. But when you slice upward and pull the sword out, you can see it just seals back up. It's healing. It's regenerating very quickly.
Can you turn the door?
I can try. I'll saunter on over.
Okay.
All right.
No, there's not much sauntering going on through the spherical room of illithid flesh, but you know, hey.
I am not touching that room.
That's
so
fair.
I'm going to cast Fly.
Right. All right. Excellent. Okay.
Does my undead sense go off?
Do you have an undead sense?
I'm a cleric. I got turned undead.
You have turn undead, yes.
You probably never spelled divine sense or something. Kind of weird, but-
Yeah, you might have detect undead or something. I'm not sure we have that spell yet. Or again.
Divine sense is that spell.
I do not have a divine sense.
All right, so you make your way across to the other side,
Detect
and are you
good
going to
and
try to turn undead?
Detect good and evil, actually.
Do you think? Should I try to turn it?
I think she probably gets through with being undead, so we don't. I mean, unless we have some, well, we could go back and get a zombie, I guess, and press up against the door.
You don't have,
Just try to turn it for a
yeah,
little
you
bit.
probably don't have the. I don't even know if we have it right now. The hide from undead spell or the.
I don't think I have it right now.
All right. I will pull out my. I hold my hammer and holy symbol up high, and I say, "The power of Morden compels you." And
Right.
each undead creature within 25 feet of me must make a Wisdom saving throw.
And isn't there something about automatic?
If the creature has a hit point maximum equal to or lower than your cleric level multiplied by 5, the creature is destroyed instead of turned.
Okay, but they all make saves?
It says unless.
Yeah, but everything gets a save first. Okay. All right, so here's what happens. Cleric level less than 5, they're destroyed, otherwise they're turned, right? Or cleric level times 5 is destroyed?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's see, that's about that much.
25
It's
feet.
exactly 85.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the saving throw DC?
Okay, so it's 10 plus my wisdom modifier plus my spellcasting bonus. My spellcasting
It's
bonus
6.
is 6. So 6 plus 11, so 21?
Maybe 17.
No,
No, 6, because I've got 6
Oh.
for my,
Okay.
and then
Got
I've
it.
got a plus 5 wisdom,
Okay, so here's what happens.
so it's 21.
First, the door in front of you peels back and opens as though it was trying to flee from you. Throughout the spherical chamber, things have been like pushing against the walls or whatever. There is a brief cacophony of screams, and then you feel the cleansing power of Morden just washes over that room, and all of a sudden, where the room was like being pushed constantly from all sides, now you see only the occasional. All right.
I hope that wasn't one of the souls you were looking for.
So I assume you're going to go through the door.
Yep, I'll strut on through the door now.
You be quiet, Mathos. You're already on my bad side.
They're moving into 22, Trevor. All right, so you guys pass through the door and emerge in a sort of vaguely rounded chamber.
Library-shaped library.
There's a vaguely rounded chamber. Protruding from the obsidian walls, 20 feet above the floor, are 3 10-foot tall frescoes depicting the stern visage of a female Githyanki warrior. Each face glares down at you scornfully, and carved into its forehead is a circular symbol you recognize.
How tall?
They are 10 foot tall, and they're 20 feet off the floor. They kind of come out at angles, so they're like looking down at you.
Circular symbol we recognize? Do you recognize?
Yes, it's the symbol on the statue of Gith that you stood on when you teleported up into the.
Does that have any resemblance to this weird angular thing that we have?
Oh no, it does not. Okay, and so from the room, from where you guys are standing, you can currently see that immediately. So you came in, and then off to the right is another one of these zombified flesh doors. But off to your left, headed to the east, is a door that opens up, and you can see beyond. It is a much larger room, and there are just even 10 feet into the room, you can see that there are a massive number of statues in that chamber.
Flesh door it is.
Is that chamber to the south?
No, it's to the east.
And the south is the flesh door?
Nope, the flesh door to the west.
You sure there's not a door to the south?
I'm 100% positive there's not a door to the south.
Any windows?
The room is sort of not octagonal. What's the one with 6 sides?
Hexagonal.
Polyhagonal.
No, it actually is octagonal. I don't know how math works. The room is sort of octagonal.
Or geometry.
Yeah. I've got a lot going on here, Greg. Thank you to back off. Your character dies. All right, now everyone else.
Hey, but when I drop to 0 hit points,
Yes,
I'm not killed outright.
Okay, so yeah, it's an octagonal room, and you can see to the west is the other zombified door, and to the east is the opening that goes into the room with all the statues.
Maybe just want to do a quick survey of the statue room, see if there's any other exits in there.
Yeah, I don't know how we'll get
I have
through
no
them.
intention of going into the statue room.
Well, we're gonna have to do some work to get through the flesh door because I just burnt my divinity.
Yeah, you have the rest, don't you?
You have 2 channel
Do I have 2?
Yeah, you have 2.
I cast True Seeing.
Okay, you cast True Seeing.
I see secret doors, invisible
right.
creatures and objects, detected illusions automatically,
I can blow up one more door.
true forms of creatures.
Cool.
Twice per day.
All right, so you
Rest.
cast that while you're standing in the middle of the octagonal room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so here's what you see. There are 2 secret doors leading out of this room, one to the southwest and one to the southeast. No, I said there are no visible doors. I didn't say there are no secret doors.
Southeast.
No doors.
I'm on point. There are 2 secret doors. They are there.
What's the duration on True Seeing?
Hour.
1 hour? Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
Okay, southeast is fine. I mean, that's as arbitrary as southwest, so.
Yep.
Southeast.
All right, Trevor, they're moving to 24.
We're going up.
Going up in numbers. It's a good sign.
Yeah.
All right, so you go over, and it's another one of those rotating secret doors like you saw before. This time, you pass through and into it's actually a relatively small chamber, and you can see from where you're standing, like you guys see, it just looks like an empty room, right? But you can see that there are actually 2 secret doors out of this room. One immediately as you come through the secret door, basically looks like it would lead you back immediately south of the octagonal room. And the other one is further to the south, basically at the far end of the room.
Can you maybe sketch that?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So you guys are in you guys had been in like an octagonal room here.
And which way was the flesh door? The first flesh door that we blew open.
All right, so you guys came through here,
Okay.
and so that's now open. There is a zombified door here, and then this is where it opens up into the room with all the statues in it. Over here.
I'm sure the
You
statues
guys,
are
you
harmless.
guys have gone through a secret door here. And the room you come out in has a secret door here and a secret door here.
Alright, I'd point out the 2 secret doors again.
Farther south is best.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So Trevor, they're moving into 26.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah,
down.
we skipped 25.
Let's close that door behind us too.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you close the zombie door?
No, once I've left though, it would retreat. It would theoretically come back unless
Unless
I
you destroyed it.
But I didn't destroy the zombie door.
No, you didn't.
The zombie door will close.
It is not closed yet, though.
Still scared.
It's still going.
Come on, zombie. You can do it. You can do it.
Okay. All right. So you guys are moving through the southernmost secret door, then, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So you open this door and begin to move into this chamber. It's sort of oddly shaped in that it's sort of larger on 2 sides, where there are flat walls on the others. Vile images and dark thoughts fill your head as you enter this empty heart-shaped vault, as though some dreadful worm has burrowed into your subconscious and begun tearing at your soul with its teeth. I would like for everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
So not as though it did this, but that it actually did this.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Ooh, wisdom.
Yes.
9.
TPK.
So
What's the saving throws? You got a 9. You
Right.
got a
8. 4.
18.
okay. All right. So Ozu, you see your 3 companions drop to the ground and begin writhing in agony. Where they land, they basically are just like laying there, clutching their heads, and not able to do anything else.
Maybe get us out of the room.
Is there an exit from the room that's anywhere besides back to where we came?
Yes. Sorry. Let me finish describing what you see here.
It was a heart-shaped room, so can't be that bad, right?
It's a room of love.
Am I familiar with what's happening? Do I have any idea what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, like you felt like the pain that was trying to stab into your mind, but you managed to fight it off. Let's see
What I
here.
mean is, do I know what's happening to them?
Yeah, I mean, like you suspect that they're being sonically attacked. Okay. The room is actually sort of bereft of any other adornments. You see that there is an ectoplasmic door to the north and also one to the west.
To the north?
Yes.
Did we just come from the north?
Here, you've entered a room that is sort of shaped like.
So there's an ectoplasmic door and
There's an ectoplasmic door here.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
Oh, I thought we went to the other door.
is it that wait, Renee, is it? Yeah, but no.
And
And here.
Oh, I thought we went to the other door.
Yeah, we had meant to go
Yeah,
through
sorry,
that.
hold on.
Okay.
I've drawn this badly, is what it is. Sorry.
What's going on? All the doors are moving.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
That's heart-shaped?
Yeah, I'm a bad artist. It is on the beautiful Christopher West map that I have in front of me.
Okay.
so
Love you, Chris.
are they taking damage?
They don't appear to be.
I just leave it here.
Yeah, we'll bounce back.
I mean, you
Because I
can't
can kill
tell
Lich-Queen.
if they're taking psychic damage or not.
They just look like they're in agony.
Yes.
So, and they're both ectoplasmic doors?
Yes.
All right, so here's what I do. I go into Vathos's equipment and I take the gem that has the Zamchrist in it.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in my pocket. Then I drag Moradin and Blasto, or whatever his name is, out of the room.
You left Vathos in there?
So
I
as
haven't
you
left
are,
him. I have left. I can drag two. I have two hands.
all right.
I drag you and him out first.
So you dig in, you grab the thing, you put it in your pocket, you start grabbing them to drag them out. That's when you do notice that there is one other feature of this room that you didn't see before until you knelt down and were digging through their stuff. And that is, you sort of kneel down, and then as you stand up, you kind of glance up, and you can see that there is a 10-foot, 10-foot wide square opening in the ceiling that appears to be like a chute that goes straight up off into darkness.
Who's got the fly spell?
Superfly. That'd be second floor, liches and women's lingerie.
Second floor, lingerie.
So that's irrelevant while they're riding on the floor in agony. So I drag. I don't, that doesn't change my action because I can't fly. So I drag Blammo and Ale-Forged out of the room,
Okay, you do so.
back through the secret door, and then I go back in and I drag Vathos out.
Okay, you do so. All right, so for the next 2.5 minutes, you guys just writhe in agony. And for you guys, like, you have no concept of the passage of time, right? Just like all that is in your head is agony. I would like for each of you guys then, at the end of that 2.5 minutes, to give me another wisdom saving throw, please.
And while they're doing that, I'd like to look around that room near that chute to see if there's any possibility of climbing up there.
9, same thing.
Yeah.
To see if there's any possibility of climbing up there.
It's about 10 feet off the ground, so if you got a boost up there, you could climb up it. The chute looks like it's pretty smooth walled, but there are enough like small handholds and like rough patches in the rock that you think that it'd be a tough climb, but you think you could climb it, yeah.
It's not narrow enough that I could just brace my legs and my hands against it.
It's 10 feet on each
10
dimension.
feet, sorry.
So unless you can do a 10-foot wide split, probably not. Okay, so you got a what?
I got a 9.
What's your alignment?
Good question. Where is it? I think it's neutral evil. Yep, neutral evil.
Okay, so
Like,
I also
here's
get
you
I
know,
also get a 9.
okay. Here's what you know. You realize finally, after being in here for all this time, the truth of the situation. Vlaakith is not your enemy. Vlaakith is your friend. What'd you get, Lama?
I got 18.
Okay. And what did you get?
I get a 9.
9? Okay. All right. And what's your alignment?
I'm not sure. I definitely am probably good. So I'm either neutral good or chaotic good.
Okay, cool. So, here's what you know. Moradin is a lie. All that stuff that you know about goodness and righteousness and doing the right thing, that has not availed you so far, and now you find yourself in the Palace of Whispers, and what has happened so far? You've been abused, you've seen horrible things, nothing has gone right for you, and you're kind of starting to realize that maybe Vathos has the right idea. Maybe he is, he's got the right idea, that it's every man for himself, and the hell with everyone else. And you're pretty sure that your religion is a sham, by the way.
So I have a question. What does that do to me as a cleric?
Right now,
As far as
that's up to you.
Alright.
So there's no way I could climb up to that shaft by myself.
No, you need someone to give you a boost up. I mean,
Fortunately, I'm conscious.
yeah, you wake up, your head hurts, but you're fine.
Ow. Ow.
I'm sorry, did I wake up as well?
Yeah,
or-
yeah, you
No,
guys are
anyway.
awake now.
Where is the gem?
Does he just know that it's gone?
I had my hand on it constantly.
No, dude.
I'm fingering it in my pocket every single one.
my precious.
I say I have it.
Give it to me.
No.
Dante Monster. DC 18.
DC 18? Wisdom?
Do we want to maybe...
I failed.
Cool.
Give it to me.
I give it to him.
Alright, so you have the gym back. I think that's a good stopping point. Okay, so Vathos, you have dominated Ozu. You're sure that your religion is a sham. And Glammo, you're just like, what's going on here?
I just want to kill people with tridents.
Alright, so that is a fine stopping point. Yeah. I think maybe one more session is all we're going to get out of this. That's going to be good. Okay, cool. Well, so Trevor, do we want to do a little Q&A? Are there any questions that have popped up that you want to ask about? Or
We didn't really have anything pop up besides a question about a character class that we don't know about. So in the recent Erebus Kale book, there was a this guy does some things, and no, we're not having a class about that yet.
I have no
Like
idea.
Shadow Walker, I think is what he was.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're to that point yet where we're developing classes or things for that. And then we talked about the little ruins of Undermountain box. I just asked the crowd if they had any questions.
Yeah, we were all using stuff current with this
Yeah, it's
public
the public
playtest. There's
playtest,
nothing in
there's
here
no
that
charges.
isn't publicly available.
They did ask when the update for the last public playtest pack was going to be.
Very soon.
When will then be now?
That is going to be the last thing we publicly put out for playtest stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, you can read Legends and Lore on Monday for an update on when the next and last playtest will come out.
Oh, that's cool. There was also another question about you using psionics in this.
Oh,
I mentioned that you were just updating on the fly. But
Yeah, so basically what I've done is, because this adventure was written for high level 3.5, well after all the psionic stuff had come out, obviously Chris made use of a lot of psionic stuff when he wrote it. What I've been doing for that is basically assuming that monsters can have psionics, but players basically don't. So in this case, I'm leaving a lot of the problem solving up to the players who, even in 3rd edition, you might not have any psionic characters in the party. I'm effectively treating all the psionic stuff as just another challenge that the players have to overcome, and seeing how they do that in various ways. In most cases, like Zamkris, for example, Zamkris is just a spellcaster. He's a Githyanki warlock. Some of the monsters have psionic abilities that are just monster abilities that are magical. Like technically, I think in 3rd edition, Githyanki could Dimension Door and Daze people, and those were psionic abilities. But they're basically just spell-like abilities flavored with psionics. So I'm just sort of doing the same thing in the Githyanki stat blocks that I created. I just gave them spells or a unique monster ability that does a thing that replicates that. So there's no formal oh, here's how psionics work behind this. It's just I'm using our existing monster format and design guidelines to produce psionic-like effects for now.
Gotcha.
Because that's all. I mean, it's really mostly on the DM side of things. So there's no. Yeah. Although I do have a few things prepared to allow players to circumvent some of the psionic stuff that these guys just have not found them yet. I shouldn't say yet. These guys just have not found them.
And they won't. Greg, you're playing a fighter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and just a straight fighter, not multi-classed with anything?
No, I just really kind of reflavoring it myself. I picked 3 different weapons to take advantage of I think it's been several weeks actually 2 months since I created this character. So I don't even remember what it's just the warrior,
ability, or warrior ability.
Yeah. So
Okay.
nothing special there.
And then people were just curious, not that we have to play with alignments, but what are people's alignments based on party interactions? What would you say you guys?
I'm neutral evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've probably been playing mine neutral good.
I think I was playing mine closer to lawful neutral. I think so. I was trying to figure out where I was because I know he's sort of he's been broken over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm lawful neutral.
Makes sense.
And I think there's a couple questions here. Oh yeah, and any updates to the RP rules that were in the last packet? Like, have you guys played around with that yet to find any fine tuning for that? Or
Yeah, actually, James and I were working on that earlier this week. Nothing we can really talk about right now. Nothing that affected this session because the session was obviously pretty heavy on exploration, except for one little skirmish early on. But yeah, I mean, we're still sort of trucking like right along. One thing I did do when I was doing the conversion stuff for this adventure is for major characters like Zamkrus and Vlaakith and stuff like that, I did make sure to build them out with ideals and flaws and bonds as well, so that if it does come to it that you interact with them on a personal level, I have that guidance for how I'm going to roleplay them and how you could interact with them. But
we'll likely all kill each other before then.
right, yeah, but I mean, you might dominate each other and then start assassinating. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I've used it to guide, like, for example, because I know the stuff that I created for Zamkrus' personality, which is based on the stuff that Perkins created for Zamkrus many moons ago. I know how he reacts to being in the Soul Gym better, I think, and it sort of guides the interactions that Matt has had with, Vathos has had with Zamkrus, knowing what I know about his ideals and his bond. It's probably no surprise. His bond is basically crazy, zealous loyalty to the Lich-Queen, seeking to help her with her apotheosis. So.
Here's some more work for you, Rodney.
Oh, good.
Can we get the conversions you made after you play the last session of this? You write down all the D&D Next conversions you did for this?
So, I mean, like, I could hold up my notes right now. It's basically just stat blocks. I did do, let's see here, I've got all the monster stat blocks. I did do rules for all the doors and the symbol traps that you guys haven't run into yet. And the Palace of Whispers, Whispers of the Damned effect, and stuff like that. They're pretty bare bones, but we can see about that. I did not write these up with the intention of being like, here's someone else, you can run them. It's pretty much just stat blocks, and I have to imagine that at some point, a lot of these things will end up in the, whatever future monster-containing product happens. That's a weird way to talk around it. But yeah, I have to imagine that some of this stuff will appear later. But maybe it's a really massive adventure, and so a lot of the stuff that I've put together for this, I've only put together enough that I can run effectively the next session, not the whole entire adventure,
Yeah.
right?
You also have done a conversion on this before. You did one for 4th edition.
Yeah, I ran this for my 4th edition. Basically,
well.
This was like the capstone adventure of my of the Paragon tier of my 4th edition Forgotten Realms campaign, and so I did sort of the same thing at the time, where I just converted the monster stat blocks and the traps and the other effects, but it wasn't like here's how you run this.
And that's available for download.
Yeah, and the adventure is still on our website as well. You can just download the adventure. So
Since we're plugging things, I have to do this. You guys are making clue references, and D&D Clue has recently gone back up.
D&D Clue.
Yeah, you can get it on thinkgeek.com right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
It's like I just put it up on Facebook today too. So
cool.
it is probably the best clue I've ever played.
Yeah.
Because killing things with a Vorpal blade makes much more sense
Right.
than killing with a candlestick. But whatever. I think that's pretty much it for questions.
I've got one plug, which is we've got some interesting stuff coming up with live streaming. If you check the website on Monday,
Oh,
there'll
yeah.
be some news, but we haven't announced anything yet, so stay tuned.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna do this next Friday yet. We haven't confirmed that yet.
What I would like to do, and I can just tell the internet this. I think we can go one more session on Lich-Queen's Beloved, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do actually have some more live streaming, as Greg said, on Monday.
Yes.
So.
And I think probably when we wrap up this session, we'll find out a little bit about what we want to do next. If we want to run what adventures people want us to see running.
It'd be really great if anybody watching this, wants to get on our forums and tell us what you'd like to see in future live streams, like what kind of adventures you'd like to see.
Do you want to see classics? Do you want to see Murder in Baldur's Gate or the upcoming Legacy of the Crystal Shard?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we're pretty excited to be doing this just because hey, we get to sit around at work on Friday afternoons and play D&D and stuff like that. So if people have things they'd like to see, I think getting the feedback from them would be really great. So please, if you have a vested interest, hop on the forums and let us know. Trevor, is there a better place in the forums that they can give us that information?
So forums, and then I don't know if this article has comments on the website.
Yeah, it does have comments enabled on the website.
Yeah, so there is a D&D Next section of the forums.
Okay.
It's relatively easy to find. It's at the top of the D&D forums.
Cool.
That's going to be the best place to talk about this kind of stuff.
Awesome.
But yeah, comments in the article as well. That's great.
Cool.
Closing.
Cool.
All right. Well, so thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in to our broadcast here. As I had to say at the beginning of the broadcast, I have to remind you that by watching this broadcast, you have agreed to the terms and conditions of our online playtest agreement, the terms and conditions of which can be found at www.dndnext.com. Thank you for watching, and on behalf of Trevor, Greg, Matt, Tom, Chris, and myself, Rodney, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.